podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Bandwidth for TWiT specials is provided by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com.
This is TWiT Live Special, number 273, recorded on February 22nd, 2016. Mobile World Congress 2016, Day 1. This TWiT Live Special is brought to you by Harry's. For guys who want a great shave experience at a fraction of what you're paying now, go to harrys.com. For a limited time, new customers can get a free trial and pay just $3 for shipping by going to harrys.com/twit. To the digerati, technology is always a bit provincial. We seem to think it comes from wherever we live, when the truth is that inspiration can come from anywhere, and the passion for technology is everywhere, which is why we've come across the pond to Barcelona, Spain. I'm Father Robert Ballecer, the digital Jesuit with TWiT TV, and we're here at Mobile World Congress 2016. Welcome to Day 1. For the last few years, ZTE has been making a name for itself by creating low-cost, high-quality devices that break through our standard categories. And this year is no different. At Mobile World Congress 2016, they have released this, the S Pro Plus. Now, we have seen the S Pro and the S Pro 2, small devices that were battery banks, Android devices, and projectors all in one. Now they've upped their game with this. This is an actual 8.4-inch 2K AMOLED screen. It's beautiful, very, very high resolution. But of course, like the S Pro and the S Pro Plus, they've also added a projector, a 500 lumen projector that ensures that you could watch a video in a darkened hotel room, that you could do a quick presentation in case you do need some projector power. But more than that, they've given us a device that hasn't existed before. This combination of Android tablet, productivity device, projector, battery bank, and internet hotspot means that you're going to have the connectivity that you want and the presentation options that you need. Now, if you want to see this device, you're going to see it sometime towards the end of 2016 in the Americas. They don't have a price point yet, and they haven't really given us any of the runtime information because, of course, that's going to depend on whether or not you're using it as a tablet, as a hotspot, a battery bank, or projector, or all of those. But expect to see more and more of these types of devices that cross boundary, cross barriers, cross genres between tech products. This is especially good for those business travelers who want a single device that can do it all. I think in all, ZTE has the right idea for the business traveler. You've probably heard a lot about Samsung's new gear for Mobile World Congress 2016, specifically the S7 and the S7 Edge. Now, we could talk about the specs, we could talk about what they've done with the design, we could talk about the features that they put back into the phone, but I want to talk specifically about some techno-lust for those people who like photos. Let's jump into the photo app here. There's 3 features that I really, really like. The first one is called a wide selfie. If I jump into this mode and put wide selfie, what it will do is it allows me to take a picture and then tilt the phone this way, and now it's going to process that so I get a selfie that includes everything. Now, for anyone who's ever tried to get everyone into the frame for a selfie, this is a much easier way to do it. Just take the phone, tilt it, and you're good to go. All right. Now, let's say you're not into selfies. You probably are into panoramas, and, well, that's where this really, really shines. This has got to be one of my favorite features that they've added. It's called a motion panorama. If I go here, and motion is on, I'm gonna do a quick move here. I'm sorry, I have to put you down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a panorama just like I would with any other phone. There we go. And you're going to see me go all the way around. Not the best panorama I've ever done, but it'll have to do. And boom. Okay, so as it processes it, now here I have what looks like a panorama, but if I play the panorama, this allows me to tilt the phone like so. So I can rewind through time and find what was in that panorama. This is actually incredibly cool. I mean, this is one of those features where the first time you see it, you realize this is going to be copied over and over because there's nothing like having an instant of time that you could freeze. All right, let's go to my third favorite. My third favorite is a hyperlapse. Now, we all know time-lapsing. Time-lapsing is pretty simple. You take a couple of frames per second or a couple of frames per minute rather than doing constant motion. Well, what you can do with the hyperlapse mode is it allows you to only record when something has changed. So, for example, if I record here, you'll see at the top there's the real-time counter, and then there's the frame counter. And the frame counter will only advance as it sees motion, as something's actually happening in the frame. Now, this would be perfect if you wanted to record a sunset, if you wanted to record a very slow motion item. And as soon as I get 3 seconds, I'll play it back so that you can see what was captured on film. There we go. And this is what it looks like. Play my hyperlapse. Now, the cool thing about that is if you've ever done time-lapse work or slow motion work, a lot of that would be done in post-processing. This does it all on the phone, and it's immediately accessible. Now, there are plenty of other options and features that they've built into the Samsung S7 and the S7 Edge, but I got to say, as someone who does do a lot of digital video, this has got me really excited. Wearable technology has been all the rage for the last 3-4 years, but a use case is often elusive, which is why we came to the Intel booth to take a look at how this could protect your investment in your mobile device. I'm speaking with Stella Lam from Intel, who's going to explain how Intel has partnered with McAfee and your wearable device to protect your phone. Stella, what do you got here?
Okay, so we have an application. It's our flagship product called McAfee Mobile Security, and it pairs with the Android Wear device. When it comes to smart and connection, it's best to go with Intel software, and a watch go with the Intel hardware in it, okay? And these two are connected through the Bluetooth so that we can protect the user from losing the device. For example, if you go to a Starbucks and you order your coffee and the line is long, you have to wait for the coffee to get ready, but you find an empty table, you grab the table and you leave your phone on the table. And someone called your name saying that your coffee is ready. So you went up to the front to get your coffee, but the watch is with you, but the phone is disappearing because somebody took your phone. But the phone has its intelligence so that you can invoke the application from the watch. First, you can lock the device because you are in Starbucks in an open area. So you lock the device. The device is locked, so now it's pin protected. Nobody can touch on it. Now I can sound alarm. I can invoke the alarm. And you can hear there's an alarm there. And because I'm lucky, I can find my lost device because I can hear the alarm. I can get my lost device and then enter my correct pin number. And here we go. I have my phone back on my hand.
Okay, Stella, now that works really well if you're able to find your phone again. But let's say that the thief is at least a little bit tech savvy, so turns off Bluetooth immediately. Now I have no way to contact my phone. What am I going to do?
Okay, very good. So let's say if we simulate that scenario, we turn off Bluetooth, the phone disappears. I will get a vibration on my watch. I hear it, and I see the alert. It says mobile alert coming from McAfee. If I scroll up, it says that the connection lost at this time. Okay? And if I'm the bad guy having the lost device, I stole the device, the phone is locked here with the pin. And if I am the thief, I don't have the right pin number, and I enter the wrong pin. And by entering the wrong pin in the lost situation, the software is smart enough to take a picture of my face with my location and then send to the owner so that the owner can take that email address with the face and the location on the map and then give it to the police, and the police will help find the device.
Stella, I got to say, I love technology like this. First, because there's something just delicious about being able to catch someone when they're trying to steal your gear, but also because this is actually free software. If you go right now to either the iOS iTunes Store or to Google Play, you can download this right now. What kind of devices do they need in order to make this work?
Okay, so for Android to work with a watch, you need Android OS 4.3 and above. For iOS, it's iOS running with 8.2 OS and above. That's all. And it's free, like you said. So go and try it out and give it a 5-star in the App Store, please.
Stella, thank you very much for talking to us, for showing us the demonstration. and for finally giving us a real use case for our wearables. Now remember, if you've got an iOS or an Android phone and a wearable, you got to download McAfee and get yourself some security from Intel. Mobile World Congress is an assault on the senses. Luckily, we found a little bit of a respite from all the noise here at the Sony booth. I'm speaking with Don, who's going to explain what Sony has done with their new line of Xperia phones. Don, I gotta say, this is a beautiful lineup. Tell me a little bit about what I'm looking at.
Well, we're introducing for the first time a new line that's called the Xperia X series. And what we have here right now are 3 different models. So we start off with our top-of-line model, so that's the Xperia X Performance, and that's going to be our high-end. It has a great brushed metal frame, as you see, a curved glass display, and also it is water-resistant. It has the IP6568, and so this is our workhorse. So if you want performance and design, this is the phone for you. And then in the middle is our standard, so this is our Xperia X, and this one here, it has just as much as in terms of the performance, but where Xperia X Performance is on the Snapdragon 820 and it's going to support Cat 9 speed, the X will be a Snapdragon 600 series, and so but it does have, whether it's the great next generation camera with both devices having this great predictive hybrid autofocus and amazing quick launch. These are areas for the camera that we know we're taking a big step on. We also have this great QNovo adaptive technology for our battery, so we have great battery longevity. And then on the third one is the XA, and that's our mid-range that's introduced. So this is going to be for those who really want a perfect fit in their life, where from a price point is the right price for them. So we're looking at the 3-step here. This is a MediaTek chipset support, but from a camera standpoint, it also has it's going to be 13 megapixels on both sides. The other 2 are 32 megapixels in the back, 13 in the front. So we think that for our X series, as we're introducing a new design form factor, and we're looking at a curved glass display, and our colors, we have from the graphite black to white, lime gold, and rose gold. All these products we're putting out in the U.S. In the summer of this summer.
Let's go back over some of that spec.
Sure.
Spec
Sorry,
candy.
I talked a lot
No,
about
I love it. But there's 2 things that you mentioned that I kind of piqued my interest. The first is that hybrid focusing technology. Everyone who's ever used a camera phone knows that's the syndrome. You pull out your phone, you try to get a quick shot, and it's just not focused right because it takes a while for the sensor to figure out what it's supposed to be looking at.
Sure.
How does it work?
Well, so we work very closely with our digital imaging team. So the Alpha team, who built this amazing camera, we were able to work with them to get that technology into our phones. And so what predictive hybrid autofocus does is that, imagine that you're chasing your kids, or you're chasing a dog, you have a sports game that's going on. What it does is that it has object tracking algorithm, so that it is following the person as it's moving, and by the time you take the photo, what it does is that it's creating layers of photos so that you're getting rid of the blur, and so it's predicting where that person's going to move and then put it together, and so you capture the right shot.
I love that it's looking at what it will be capturing rather than what it's looking at right now.
Right.
As far as the battery technology is concerned, this is a problem for some of these higher end phones that are being released at the show, which is, in order to get the look and the aesthetic that you want, the battery needs to be non-replaceable. Right. But you've put the legwork to make sure that non-replaceable battery will actually last. Tell me about how that works.
Well, I think, the lifespan of a battery is very important, and because as you charge over time, the battery starts to erode, and so what you don't want happening is that all of a sudden the battery, you have to put in more time to charge a battery because the battery has less charging capacity. So we worked with QNovo with their adaptive technology, where they're managing the amount of energy that's going through to the battery, so that it's actually putting the right amount at the right time over a long period of time. So like really up to two times the expected lifespan of a battery in your device is what you're going to get.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. Now, if people were starting to look at these as an option for their next phone, of course they're going to be available second half of 2016. Tell me, who is your ideal audience? Because you've got the 3 different phones. You've got the super high end. You've got the still stylish, slightly more economical, and then you've got just the beautiful hand design here.
Right.
Who do you say will choose each one?
Well, we know that the audience that really is about that's really into like consuming a lot of content. You know, you're streaming video, you're streaming music. You really want you really want that power. Whether even like playing a mobile game, and it takes a lot of graphic resolution and energy. We think those who really want to take in a lot of that content, the Xperia X performance is what you definitely have to get that. And plus, you want the speed. And that's what's going to deliver in spades. And then you have the X, and that's really more like, you know what, I'm good enough here at this certain level. I love taking my pictures. I want video that has the best steady shot technology, so that it's as stable as possible. And and also like I want good battery life. Well, that's gonna deliver for you. Or your life is all about having a great time, and you want a great fit into your lifestyle, and you just want something that's going to be just good enough for for where your lifestyle is and where your price point is. And that's where I think the XA is going to deliver in a great way.
And we haven't even talked about PlayStation 4 integration, but
yeah, that's right.
Anyone who has a PlayStation 4, this is the phone you want. Tell me how does that work? If I have a PS4, I get one of these phones. What can I do?
So the X performance and the X are basically exclusive to have PlayStation 4 Remote Play. And the way that works is that you have the PlayStation 4, you have your game that's already running, and you can then simply get the Remote Play app on the phone, and you just click it so that it connects with the PS4, and then you continue streaming your PS4 game away from your TV and on your phone, and you keep on playing. You can connect, it's compatible with DualShock 4, so you could connect it and play it that way. Or, we have virtual, but the fact is you want to play it with the DualShock 4, and you play it in your room or anywhere else where you're over the local Wi-Fi.
Don, thank you very much for the sit down. Thank you for showing off Sony's latest tech. If they wanted to find out more about this line, about anything that Sony's doing, where can they go?
Well, if you go to sonymobile.com, we just posted all of our new devices up there, and so there's definitely going to be more to come, and we'll provide a lot more information as we go along.
That's right, we're here at Sony, away from the madness of MWC 2016, and remember, when you think powerful, when you think beautiful, when you think PlayStation, think Xperia. If you want a sleek, stylish, and powerful Windows 10 slate, everyone knows that you need a Microsoft Surface. That was until now, because we have this. This is the Huawei Matebook, and it's looking to dethrone the Surface as the thin, svelte choice for business travelers. I'm here with Carlos, who's going to explain what Huawei has done, what secret sauce they have to make the Matebook special. Carlos, what is this?
It's a new 2-in-1 device from Huawei. It's the thinnest and lightest device in the market at the moment, and it also helps you to switch between a tablet and a PC.
What I like about this thing is thin. I mean, really thin. This is MacBook Air thin and light, and the construction just feels so solid. It's one of the frankly one of the nicest Windows tablets I've seen in a long time. Now let's go to the spec, because our folks love the spec. Of course, it's got that beautiful 2K screen, 2160 by 1440, 12 inches. Tell me, what else have you packed in here?
Well, Huawei has prepared for the clients the new fingerprint reader on the side, so you can actually unlock the device by using your fingerprint. As I'll show you now. Half a second. It's only half a second to unlock your new device, and you can use it as in the tablet mode of Windows 10 or in the PC mode.
This also has a new processor from Intel. It's Core M7, so it's super energy efficient. What does that do for my battery rating? How long will I be able to take this before having to recharge?
The 6th generation processor from Intel will let you have one whole day using your new tablet.
I love that. Now, what you can do with that whole day is use this. Just like the Surface, this is a stylus, but with a couple of twists. First of all, there's a laser pointer for those people who need to do presentations, but it's also very, very good for those people who like to draw. Now, of course, we know that drawing was one of the big allures of the Microsoft Surface, and actually, I'm going to get out of here. Log in. There we go. Oh, no, go away. This gives me fantastic levels of sensitivity, and of course the button eraser in case I want to get rid of what I just did. Not only that, but the technology that you've baked in onto the Surface here is quite impressive. Tell me a little bit about the USB-C options.
So what if you need more ports because you want to do a presentation or you want to do something else? Well, Huawei has prepared a new device for you to just take it with you everywhere. So you have a VGA and HDMI on one side. On the other side, you have the charger. You have 2 USBs and a lightning internet connection.
Who are you aiming this for? Because obviously there's the artistic side, there's the business traveler side who can get all-day power. But who's the ideal audience for the Matebook?
For the Matebook, the ideal audience is business people that need to be traveling around from office to different meetings, and people who need like something fast and something useful. So that way you can use Windows 10 as if you were at home, and you can just like get to a meeting, take your tablet out and display whatever you need on the screen.
I love this. Now, I understand that the pricing and availability isn't set yet. This is a special preview for Mobile World Congress. But if they want to find out more about Huawei, maybe about the details of the Matebook as it starts to come out, where can they go?
You can go to our website, to the Huawei website, and then you'll find the press release over there with all the information that you need.
Carlos, thank you very much for showing us your sexy new product. Now, folks, if you're looking for something in a tablet, something in a hybrid, something in a powerful notebook, then maybe Huawei's got a good day. Mate. Book. That's all I got. Let's take a break from our Mobile World Congress to thank the sponsor of this TWiT Live special, and it's Harry's. Now, we're outside here basking in the sun of Barcelona, but one of the things that we all need to take a special care of is shaving. I know, it's not the most exciting topic there is because most of us don't like our shaving experience, but that's just because you haven't tried Harry's. Now, Harry's is a different kind of shaving company. You see, it was founded by 2 guys who were passionate about creating a shaving experience, not just a utility, but a way for you to enjoy what you're doing. And that's what Harry's is all about. Now, the guys at Harry's not only deliver an amazing shave, but they also give 1% of their sales and 1% of their time back to the communities that they serve. They're all about being a responsible company. They deliver a superior shave by a couple of ways. The first one is that they bought their own razor factory. That's right. They decided that they didn't want to be selling you the same razors that every other company is creating. So instead, they wanted to make their own. They get high-quality steel, and they deliver you great razors at a cutthroat price. Now, its products are sold factory direct, so they can afford to give you that shaving experience that you long for, but at a price that won't break the bank. Now, getting started with Harry's couldn't be easier. Over 1 million guys have made the switch to Harry's. Their website is streamlined and easy to use. It takes less than 30 seconds to place your order, and their great customer experience is what they're known for. Now, folks, I've been using Harry's for a year now. In fact, I had a Harry's shaver inside my kit when I got to Barcelona. And I tell you, it really does change the way that you look at this monotonous activity. Rather than dreading bringing out the old disposable razor that may be caked with crud, I always have a new Harry's razor ready to go, and it gives me the experience that I want. Now, if you are going to be here at a place like Mobile World Congress, if you're going to be traveling around the world, or if you're just going to be staying home watching TWiT TV, I urge you to try Harrys.com. Now, here's what we want you to do. We want you to try Harry's customized shaving plans that make it easy for you to get your shaving supplies delivered directly to your door on your terms based on how often you shave. Harry's is so confident that you'll love the shave that for a limited time, they're offering you a free trial when you sign up for a shave plan. Get one of Harry's beautifully crafted razor handles with a 5-blade cartridge, their foaming shave gel, and travel cover for free. That's right, for free. Just cover the $3 shipping price. Go to harrys.com/twit. That's harrys.com/twit right now to start your free trial. Once again, that's harrys.com/twit. And we thank Harry's for their support of this TWiT Live special. There are a lot of phones here at Mobile World Congress 2016, but only one of them transforms, which is why I'm here at LG with George, who's going to explain why the LG G5 might be your next phone. Now, George, you made a lot of buzz with the press announcement yesterday. Everything from the SIM card reader to the USB-C features. But you've got a few special features that I want to talk to them about, starting with battery life. You've done something special to help reduce the amount of power we use up by looking at our phone for time and notifications.
Yes, we have an opinion, an option for that. We have an always-on screen. It only needs 8% for 10 hours. And you can always see what date it is, what time it is, and if you have missed calls or messages.
I love this kind of tech because it's something that we're starting to see on more phones. The recognition that a phone isn't just a phone, it's also your watch, it's also a pager. And if you can allow me to use less power while I'm doing that, kudos. Now, it's not just power savings. You've also done something with the camera, or should I say with two cameras. If you look at the back here, there's actually two cameras, two sensors, two lenses. Why did you do that?
Okay. We had some people wanting to make photos, nice photos, and if you want to make a photo of something big, you had to use a panorama mode or had to use had to make more photos. We have the option to use two cameras. We have one main camera with 16 megapixel, which is a normal mode. But if you want to have a wider screen, you switch to the 8 megapixel, and now you have about 130 degrees for the photo. Normally you have about 80 degrees.
Now that's seamless, right? So as I zoom between them, the phone will automatically pick the sensor and the lens that works best for the angle I'm trying to take.
Yes, it's when you zoom in, the camera switches, as you can see in the upper side. When you zoom out, it lasts a moment, and now you can zoom out, and it's about the 8 megapixel camera.
All right, so far it's a good phone. People like battery management, people like good cameras, but what makes the G5 a great phone is the fact that it will transform into what I needed to do. Tell me about the modules.
Okay, we have different modules. We have one to show you. We have the camera module. You can remove the battery with a basic module. It's one of the USPs. We are also able to switch and change the accu, the battery. So now we have a cam.
Now there are going to be people out there who are asking, what does this module give me that I don't already get with the phone? Why add a camera module?
Okay, first of all, we have a battery in this camera module which charges the main battery of the phone. You have a main battery with 2,800 milliamperes and a second battery with 1,200 milliamperes. So you have 4,000 milliamperes for making movies, listening to music, or making photos. And you have a quick start option. Normally, you have to go into the menu to start the camera if you want to make a quick photo because something is past your way. It takes too long, so we have a quick start. You just have to push this button and the camera starts. You can hold it with one hand, make a photo, and you have a zoom. You have a wheel where you can zoom into the photo and takes a picture.
One of the other things I like about that is it adds sort of a grip, so it does feel more like a DSLR, even though it's still an ultra-light, ultra-thin format. Yeah. Oh, this is not the only module, though. You've also got a sound module and more modules coming. What's the limit of this? I mean, how far will LG take the module concept?
Oh, I can't tell you anything about how far they would go with the modules. We have a sound module with Bang & Olufsen. It's a very good company for speakers and for earphones. And with this, you have a second device to put in your earphone. And so you have a perfect music. You have an upsample up to 32 kilobits with the music, and then you have the best quality you can get.
I gotta say, this is one of the best looking phones and one of the highest functioning phones on the floor right now. George, thank you very much for sharing this tech with us. Now, I know that pricing and availability is to be determined. We will definitely see it in Europe probably in the first half of 2016, definitely in Americas by the second half of 2016. But if they want to find out more about LG's entire line, where can they go?
Probably the best thing is to go on the webpage where you can get any infos, lg.com, lge.com. And then you have any infos you want to have and product videos of the presentation. The presentation from yesterday is also on YouTube. You can watch after G5 presentation MVC.
Thanks again for talking to us, and thanks for sharing with us the G5. Folks, your phone isn't just a phone anymore. It's a transformer. At MWC 2016, everything is mobile, but a few things are in the enterprise. Specifically, this. Now, you've seen the Surface, you know what the Surface is, but this is the Surface Hub. It's a way for people who work in businesses and enterprises to communicate with everything. Now, this looks like a whiteboard, right? Well, it does when you pull out the pen, because as soon as you pull it out, the Surface Hub knows exactly what you're going to do. Now, I've got a representative here who's going to show you, put through its paces about what the Surface Hub can do for your enterprise. Now, let's say that you want to draw. All you're going to do is you're going to grab your pen, and you can actually draw with multiple points at any given time. I can go ahead and change my colors, and you can have several people, 10 different people drawing, sharing them between Surface Hub devices. Now, I can also draw with my fingers if I want to, which is because it does 10-point multi-touch. And again, multiple points. One of the nice things about this is that it will allow me to automatically share it with anyone I've scheduled meetings with. In this particular case, we've got a scheduled meeting with another Microsoft user, which is just as another part of the booth. All of the data that I can have on my screen can be shared with someone in another location with just a touch. Now, you'll see over there on that screen in just a bit, everything that we've just drawn is going to pop up. That's exactly what they're seeing. They're seeing our presentation popping up on their screen. One of the other really cool features about this is there are cameras on this Surface Hub that will automatically flip to whatever I'm looking at. So think of it as an automated camera person. It knows where I am, it knows where I'm looking at, and it will switch the cameras back and forth. Oh, if this was all that this was, that would be a spectacular product. I would really like the Surface Hub. But it's also really good at presenting individual pieces of data, things that you might want to use in your presentation. Now, we're going to bring up a Microsoft Edge browser here, and we're going to go ahead and bring up a website. Let's see. What's a site that I know? How about TWiT.tv? And there we go. It's going to bring this up. Now, if you've used Edge at all, you know some of the things that you can do here. Like, for example, let's say I want to annotate. So I want to say this area here I really like, this area here I'd like to change. But let's say I want to take a screenshot of this so that I can send it over to the people on the presentation. It's as simple as doing this, and then over here I choose the area that I need to be seen in the presentation. Now, if you go ahead and continue, this is a really, really easy way for me to push information back and forth between the various offices, the various branches that I may be having, all the while narrating, all the while having video, all the while sharing everything I need them to see in a very organized fashion. Now, something else that he's going to show us here really quickly is the app. So if you know how to use Windows 10, you know how to use anything on the Surface Hub. Again, this is one of the things that Microsoft has been going for. They've been going for the unity of experience. Oh, he's going to show us here this J2 Go. It's an engine assembly. This has me particularly excited because, of course, I work in engineering. Let's say I'm doing a presentation for a product that we're designing. I can pick individual pieces and then annotate them. Say, what do I want them to do? What do I want them to fix? What's working and what's not working? And again, this gets automatically sent off to the other endpoint of the meeting. When I'm done, I just snap it, just like I did with the web browser, and it sends it into the meeting. Now, this is part of the power that you get when you buy into the Microsoft environment, into the ecosystem. And when I'm done, I go ahead and mail it off to whoever I need. Tell people this is what's happening in our meeting, and these are the bits and pieces that we'd like to replace. And then when I'm done, I go ahead and press the I'm done button. And if I don't want my session saved, I go ahead and just let it run out. If I do want it saved, I press the save button. Otherwise, in 10 seconds, everything gets wiped out and you start fresh. That's particularly important if any of you have ever worked with a unified communication solution and you know the horror of trying to figure out what the previous presenter has done. Now, the Surface Hub is just one piece of the Microsoft ecosystem that we're seeing here at Mobile World Congress. But if you work in the corporate world, if you work in the enterprise, it's definitely something that you're going to want to check out. If you've seen my previous coverage at events, say, like CES, then you've probably seen this. This is the ThinkPad X1 from Lenovo. It's the carbon version, 2.6 pounds. This thing is ultra, ultra light. It is a absolutely beautiful piece of engineering that we love to no end. But, you see, even though this is fantastic, and even though this is something that I would love to have in my inventory of tools, we are moving on to a new generation, and that generation is done with hybrids, which is why I'm speaking with Andrew, and we're taking a look at the new X1 tablet. Now, Andrew, tell me, what does the tablet do that the Carbon does not?
So the tablet is designed as a PC replacement for people that are really on the go. People who have a small bag, they want something that's very light, very dependable. They're going to throw it in there. They're going to dash out the door. They're going to run to their next meeting. You know, they want something that pure portability, but they still want to be able to produce. They still want the full features of a PC.
Now, the hybrid model isn't something new. We've seen this before. There are several manufacturers who make good devices. You've upped it a notch by giving your hybrid modules that they can swap in and out based on what they need for that particular time. Can you tell me about that interchangeable mode?
Correct. So the biggest problem when you start to shrink these things down into tablets is that you run out of space for the ports. You don't have the space to put your HDMI, you don't have anything. So what we did, we came up with the concept. Here's one of them. Here's actually our productivity module. So if you can see this here, what we have in here is 5 hours of battery, so you can increase from 10 hours to 15 hours. We also have on the end here is our OneLink Plus dock-in, plus our HDMI, and if we flip it around to the other side, you get an extra USB port. So this is for people who are productive. They're going to keep this in their bag. Whenever they need it, pop it out and use it. We also have one of these with a Pico projector. So if you imagine you turn up at the office, you're going to do a presentation, projector's broken. Straight away you can projector this. You turn up somewhere, no projector, no problem at all. We also have a module with an Intel RealSense 3D camera. So if you're on that plane, you don't need them. You just take the tablet. But when you get to your end destination, you need more functionality. You just clip on the module that you need. You take the module that you need with you, and that's it. Extra functionality.
I have always liked this approach. I love the modular approach because it means I don't have to carry all those devices with me. It also means I don't have to carry one device that has all that technology built in at all times. I just take what I need for that particular trip. When you're looking at something like this versus, say, the Carbon or the X1, the original, who do you think is going to be your main audience? Who are going to be the customers who are going to say, I want the tablet, I want the hybrid modules, this is my machine?
So this is really for the productive road warriors. Those people are out, they're thumping the streets every day. Their machines get an absolute battering because they're just thrown in the bag, out the door, towards the customer. You know, they need something that's dependable when they arrive. They need to know when they pull it out of that bag, it's been squashed in there, it's been thrown around, it's going to work, and it's going to work exactly what they need. It's exactly what they want for the purpose that they're going to be using it.
All right, Andrew, our audience is really techie, so I'm going to have to ask you about the specs, about the pricing and the availability. We've talked a little bit about what's in here. What else is there? What kind of screen, what kind of processor, how much memory, how much storage?
So let's start with the processor. Core M7 processor with vPro technology, so the latest for the industrial customers. In terms of SSD, NVMe PCIe up to 1 terabyte. So got 1 terabyte, 16 gigabytes of memory. The screen is a 3x2. It's a full HD plus. So that's 2160 by 1440. So it's a very powerful machine.
Well, that PCI Express connected SSD, that gets me humming because the transfer rates on those are ridiculous. In fact, it makes even a slightly less powerful processor faster than laptops with faster processors because that means I can get the data to it more quickly. All right, you've got me sold. Now, is there any word on pricing and availability, or is that TBD?
So a lot of that's TBD. It's going to be different in different regions, obviously. You can start seeing these arriving now. We announced this at CES, so that was back in January. We've been producing them since, so you're going to start to see them arriving in the shops very soon. As far as pricing goes, the base tablet starting off around $899, and then of course as you add the accessories, as you add each individual item to tailor it to yourself. And it's really a case of tailoring it to what the exact user wants.
Andrew, thank you very much for speaking with us, for sharing the technology. Now, if they wanted to find out more about the X1 tablet, about the X1 Carbon, where can they go online?
So go to the Lenovo website, look at ThinkPad, all the information will be there.
There you have it, folks. Here at Lenovo, they think your next laptop will be a tablet. There are a lot of companies here at MWC 2016 that are using the term Internet of Things, even though they don't really know what it means. Here at SAP, they do. Specifically, they're giving us real-world application for the Internet of Things, how it can help industry do better. Now, this is one of the examples. This may look like a golf course with some lighted sticks out of it, but this is actually a representation of a crop, of a field, of whatever you might be growing with sensors that measure in real time how much light every area is getting. Why is this important? Because the amount of light that a particular crop, a particular field might be receiving at any given time will tell you how well that crop will do. Now, SAP is the engine that drives all this information, that drives this Internet of Things, which is why I'm speaking with Matthias, who's going to show us how SAP powers the IoT. Matthias, this is cool tech, but the tech in and of itself doesn't do anything unless you have an engine to take that information and turn it into something useful.
Exactly.
How does SAP do that?
So we are here at the booth of digital farming, where we show that also farming is known as a very traditional and classical business, that there's definitely high tech involved. We show how easy it is to integrate sensor data into our HANA Cloud platform, and from there to translate this big data into smart data. We have over there an application where we prove that we can not only stream in sensor data, but also data from the agriculture machines, where we have our new product SAP Vehicle Insights. We combine it with external data like weather information, like information on the quality of the soil, like information from satellite imagery, and what happened in the past. And with the help of this information, we indicate the farmer what should be done next and how urgent the task is. So, with the help of our platform, we can provide access to a business network. You can easily identify what are the available subcontractors with our Ariba solution, and from there you can decide which information you want to share with the contractor. So concrete example is if you share the geolocation of your field, and also if you did some analysis of the soil, of course also the subcontractor can optimize his business. And in the next step we will see in real time when the contractor is executing your field, you can get a real-time notification with the help of SAP HANA Spatial Engine that now the machine is driving on your field. You see the distribution of fertilizer. We can prove if we analyze the data beforehand and the conditions of the soil that we can optimize the amount of fertilizer that is applied on the field. So we can act more sustainable while saving costs. Same is true with the telematics data that we get with SAP Vehicle Insights. You can analyze and optimize your fleet usage. You can apply predictive maintenance, predictive analytics. Also in real time, if there are changes, like in the weather forecast is updated, we can calculate what does this mean from a business point of view. You can see you have planned tasks like irrigation or crop protection, and if there's rain expected, you can probably postpone or even skip it. So we can again show that we can prove that we can act more sustainable. So with our digital farming showcase, we show how we can integrate various data in the HANA Cloud platform and help to analyze this data and to really get insights out of this information.
Matthias, what I like about this is the promise of the Internet of Things. It's nice to have IoT devices, but unless you have something that actually takes the data and does something useful, then it's just a gimmick, it's just a gadget. And of course, SAP has a lot of experience in taking data and turning it into something useful. If our audience wanted to find out more about what SAP is doing with the Internet of Things, if they want to find out more about the HANA engine, where can they go?
Of course, they can go to our website. There's a HANAondemand.com website where you can learn about the HANA Cloud platform, and also on SAP.com, and then in the IoT area you get much more information. And in addition, we have the SAP Vehicle Insights where you get also more information on the website.
Matthias, thank you very much for speaking with us. Thank you for sharing your technology. Here at SAP, they're creating the Internet of useful things. Here at Mobile World Congress, we've seen a little bit of everything, from the latest in smartphones and projectors and notebooks and tablets to the latest in the Internet of Things, even up to an Intel-powered Android. I tell you folks, this haul is unlike anything you've ever seen before. Now, stay tuned, because tomorrow and the day after, we're going to be bringing you more from Mobile World Congress 2016. Until then, I'm Father Robert Ballecer, the Digital Jesuit, saying goodbye from MWC Day 1. Come here, you funny little android.